Hello everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to this fortnight's episode of Chair Yoga. So we're going to hopefully get nice and warm and rugged up because the days are getting colder. So we're going to spend a little time warming up through the hands and through the feet. And then we're going to do some movement through the upper body today and a little bit into the hips as well. So trying to sort of get that whole body crossover. So again, before we start, making sure we have the equipment that we need. So we need a nice sturdy chair with a back preferably. And we want to be able to make sure that your feet can touch the ground. So if you can't touch the ground comfortably with your feet, see if you can put a book or a rolled up towel or something underneath your feet. Just helps keep you nice and sturdy. You'll also need for today, I've got a scarf here, but you can also use like a dressing gown cord or a rolled up towel. Something that we can use. You want to be able to hold your arms out along it. So it needs to be the width of your arms. So we won't need that one just yet. You can keep that there to keep nice and warm for now. So before we start, we're going to close the eyes. We're just going to tune in with the body. So taking a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. I'd like you to just sit nice and tall for me for one moment and really tune in, start paying attention to anything your body is telling you. So just running a scan from the top of the head, just a mental scan. So just taking your attention to the top of the head and bringing your attention down through the head. And we're going to pay attention to the body as well as relaxing the muscles. So we hold tension, especially in our jaw. We can hold tension quite a lot. So just releasing the muscles of the jaw. And if you're not sure if you're sort of relaxed, you can sort of open your mouth and just give it a bit of a round and round. Just let those muscles around the jaw relax and soften. Relaxing the muscles through the neck and the shoulders, letting the arms feel heavy, letting the hands be completely still. Softening through the upper body, so softening through the back and the chest, the abdomen, softening through the buttocks. Letting your legs feel really heavy and soft and relaxed. And just while we're running from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes and out to the tips of the fingers, just becoming aware of your body today. So becoming aware of how you're sitting in the chair, becoming aware of your body in this space. So now pulling your attention outside a little bit, noticing the sounds that are around you, noticing the temperature of the air. Hopefully you're nice and warm. Just anything else that you might be able to become aware of. We can be very inside our own mind sometimes, so it's great to just let that rest for a moment and just expand our awareness outwards. So just paying attention to what's going on around us as well. Feeling of ourselves sitting in the chair. So noticing the point where our body connects with the chair, where our hands connect with our knees, with our feet connect with the floor. And just noticing any areas of your body that you might feel tight or restricted, any areas that feel painful for you. So it's very important that during any practice in yoga that you listen to anything your body's telling you. So basically nothing that we're doing should hurt. You can feel a pull, you can feel, a good stretch, but if anything's feeling painful, just bringing that movement back to wherever that feels comfortable for you. So it doesn't matter what shape your body makes, so long as you're getting the movement. As I say, if you don't move it, you lose it. So our aim is here to keep us moving, but in a safe way. So now that we've run our awareness from the top of the head down to the toes, we're feeling good in ourselves and where we're at today. We're aware of our body in this space. We're going to start to do some warm-ups. So we normally start with the hands. So let's start with the feet today. So we're just going to take the left foot out. We're just going to point and flex the toes, warming up through the ankle. Now if holding your leg up straight like this is too difficult, you can use your scarf or anything that you've got there, so you can hold it up here. Or you can also grab the leg underneath the thigh. Bringing in some swinging motions through the knee, warming up through the knee joint. Taking the leg out strong again. So there's also, as well as stretching through the ankle, we're strengthening through our quadriceps muscles here. So when we've got our legs straight and like this muscle up the top is nice and engaged. So that's going to build some strength. They're going to rotate the foot at the ankle here. And making sure while we're doing this, we're sitting up nice and tall in our upper body as well. So imagine we've got a string pulling from the very crown of the head, rotating in one direction and in the other direction. I'm going to pull the knee in towards the chest. So you can place your hands underneath your knee if that is comfortable for you. Otherwise, if you need to, you can place the strap or the towel underneath and you can bring that knee into the chest. So inhale, bring the knee down. Exhale, breathing out, squeeze the knee in. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. We're going to do some warming up through the hip joints now. So again, using the strap, using your hands, I'm going to rotate that leg around at the hip. So only going as far as is comfortable. If you feel like you're wobbling around too much, you can grab onto your chair for support and just do it with the one hand. So moving it around in one direction, really getting some movement into the hip. And anything with the hips feels fantastic. If you'd like to grab under the leg, you can. And then we're going to go in the other direction. So swinging it out wide, making sure we're not slipping down. Getting some lovely movement into that hip there. And bringing it down to rest. We're going to take our other leg up now. So taking our other leg, so remember, keeping it strong, really sort of switching this muscle on, the quadricep up the top. Otherwise, if you'd like to grab underneath or use your scarf, you can do that as well. Finding whatever works for you today. So you can stretch, point and flex through that foot. You might notice some different from one side of the leg to the other, and that's completely normal. So you might be a little bit more flexy on one side, but not so much on the other. And then we're going to bring the knee into the chest here. Oh no, sorry, we're going to warm up through the knee. So holding underneath the knee for support, or if you want to be really strong, keeping it nice and steady there. Swinging the knee, warming up through the knee joint here. Taking the leg straight again and rotating the ankle round, moving it in one direction and in the other direction. Then we're going to bring this knee into our chest. So again, holding underneath the kneecap. You can hold underneath the leg, but it is better if you squeeze it in. It's just going to help give you a bigger squeeze. Or using your towel or your scarf. Exhale, breathing out, squeezing it in. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze out. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeezing in. Exhale, release. Exhale in. Inhale, release. And then we're going to take this leg around. So opening up through the hips here and taking your hand to wherever is comfortable. So if you can't come right out to the side, that's completely fine. Even if you move your leg in little circles, you're still getting some rotation through the hip joint. Obviously, the wider you can make it, the deeper you will go into the hip. But again, it's not with the shapes. You don't need to make the same shapes of your body as me. It's just finding where you're at for today. And that might be different to yesterday. It might be different from tomorrow. So taking your hand to the chair for support and then changing the rotation to the other side. I do some little pops and clicks as the synovial fluid moves into that joint. Fantastic. And bringing it back down. So legs should feel nice and awake here. We're going to do a little forward fold. So if you have any low or high blood pressure and it's not advisable to take your head lower than your heart. So if that's the case, just come, I'll turn sideways so you can see, just come here. You're still going to get a stretch up through the back body, but it will make sure that you're not putting yourself in any danger with taking your head too low. So you can straighten your legs out, sit up nice and tall, and then exhale, folding forward to your comfort level. Taking the hands down if it's comfortable and letting them rest on the floor. And then finally taking the head down. This is going to stretch right through the back of the body, through the back of the neck, stretching right from the base of the spine at the tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Taking some nice big deep breaths here and remembering to relax that jaw. Wonderful. We're going to come up now, but we're going to do so slowly. So engaging through your abdominals, so making yourself nice and strong in your tummy muscles. And then just walking the hands up the legs slowly. So we're unrolling, coming up through the torso, and then slowly up through the body. I'm going to start warming up through the hands now. So we're going to take our hands in front of us. We're going to squeeze our hands tight, open them up wide. Squeeze in, open wide. Squeeze, open. Give your fingers a little wiggle. And then rotating the wrists around, hands around at the wrists, moving in one direction and moving in the other direction. Taking the fingertips to the shoulders and opening them out wide. Fingertips to shoulders, remembering to keep sitting up nice and tall. Fingertips to shoulders. And then we're going to take our fingertips to our shoulders and we're going to do some little circles with our elbows. So we're going to start small, moving the shoulders in the same direction. And you're just going to open them up to some little spirals. So if this isn't comfortable, having your fingertips up here, you can take your hands down to your thighs and just practice your shoulder rolls. And again, moving slowly and slowly increasing. So just going to get into some little different areas of the shoulders. And then we can start expanding out to larger circles. Really opening wide. And then moving in the other direction. So we're going to roll them back and around. And this time we're going to start off big and work our way back to small. So keeping our tummy muscles nice and engaged, sitting up nice and tall in our seats. Wonderful. We're going to give ourselves a hug. We're just going to turn to the left. So keeping our hips nice and steady in the chair, so we don't want this right hip to come forward. We really want to try and keep both hips pressing down into the chair firmly. Twisting to the left. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale back to center. Twisting to the right now. Inhale. Making sure that left hip isn't sneaky. Exhale. Inhale back to center. You can release your arms and you can use your arms for this twist if you like. So to use the arms for the twist, you can bring your left hand to the back of the chair. You don't want to do this really hard. You're not a sponge that you're trying to wring out of water, but it would just help you to open up. We also want to keep our chest nice and wide here too. So we don't want to be caving in through the chest, trying to get into a deeper stretch. We want this to be nice and open. So you're going to take the left hand to the back of the chair or down to the side of the chair. Right hand we're going to place on the outside of the left knee. We're going to inhale, reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, reach up through the crown of the head. Imagine that string pulling you up again. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, reaching through the body. Exhale, twist. And inhale, spinning back to the center. We're going to twist to the right now. So taking the left hand on the outside of the right leg, right hand to the top of the chair or down to the seat of the chair. You're going to inhale, reach up through the crown of the head. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, twist. And inhale, slowly coming back to the middle. Going to do some more shoulder work now, and this is where we need our strap or scarf or dressing gown cord. So we want to make it nice and long. And we're going to take it out in front. We're going to have the palms grabbing on, so the back of the hands facing out to the ceiling. So just this might be enough. If you aren't able to hold it out here, just down here is completely fine. So taking the scarf up at whatever level is comfortable, and then on an inhalation, so we're going to sit up nice and tall in our chair. We're going to inhale, take the arms up overhead. And if you need to, you can let your hands slide out along the strap. And that will accommodate for any shoulder flexibility that you have. If you feel any pinching in your shoulders and this is not comfortable, you can try and pull your shoulders back. And if you want to interlace your hands behind your back, that will give you the same opening through the chest. If you can't reach your hands comfortably behind your back, you can also use the strap here. So we're going to inhale, take the arms up. And then if you'd like to go behind the head, you can go a little bit behind the head. Then inhale back up to the top. Exhale, down. Inhale the arms up and over the back of the head if it feels good. Again, listening to your body. Then exhale, bringing the hands down. Inhale, taking the arms up and back overhead if it's good. Exhale, down in front of the body. So now we're going to inhale, take the arms up. Instead of going back behind the head now, we're going to come into a side bend. So again, when we were doing the twist before, we made that hip heavy. We don't want this hip to lift up. We A, don't want you to fall off any chairs, but B, if we're lifting ourselves up, no matter where you're coming into in this side stretch, if you lift your hip up, you're losing the curve and you're really not going to get the most out of this stretch. So as soon as you feel your hip start to lift, I'd like you to bring it back. You can even use this hand on the hip as an anchor, and it does help your body to switch on while your body's learning all these new movements. So inhale, taking the arms up, and we're going to bend to the right first. So really pressing down heavily into that left hip. If you need to, you can take your left hand on your left hip. When you feel like you're nice and sturdy, we're going to exhale, coming over to the right. Keeping the face relaxed. Inhale, coming up to center. And now we're going to be heavy through our right hip. So really grounding our right hip into the chair. Exhale, coming over to the left. Heavy through the right hip. Inhale, coming up. Exhale to the right. Inhale up to the top. Exhale to the left. And inhale up to the top. Bringing the arms down. Just take a nice deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Should be feeling nice and relaxed out through the shoulders. Just going to do some little shoulder rolls here. One direction and in the other direction. And do a little bit of neck movement. Again, listening to your body. If it feels like it's not the right thing to do, then just bring it back to where it feels okay. Left ear to left shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder. Left ear to left shoulder. Right ear to right shoulder. And then left ear to left shoulder. And then we're going to take our right hand up so that we're level with the ground. You can have a little peek to make sure it's all good. And then we're going to point our fingers up towards the ceiling. We're going to drop through this left shoulder, make it nice and heavy. We should get a great stretch up through the right arm, up into the right neck. Inhale, coming up slowly, dropping the right arm. Exhale, taking the right ear to the right shoulder. Left arm up, palm facing down, checking that it's the same with the ground. And again, it doesn't matter if it's down here, but if possible, up here is great. And then pressing pointing the fingertips up towards the ceiling, relaxing through the right shoulder. So really stretching through that arm, through the side of the neck here. Beautiful stretch. And then inhale, coming back up. Another couple of shoulder rolls, and then we'll come up and we'll do some standing down dog. So to do our standing down dog, we need to tuck that in. Take our chair with the back facing us. So to come into our down dog, we're going to try and form a right angle with our upper body and lower body. So holding onto the back of the chair. If this isn't accessible for you to come all the way down, you can just come here or even here, because we are going to do some leg lifts. So coming to anywhere that feels comfortable for you. So coming to your down dog, trying to find that right angle. Engaging through the abdominals. We want to be nice and strong through the upper body. And we want to switch the muscles on for our lower legs as well. So really hug the muscles into the bones here. So we're really nice and strong. So from here, you can just stay here if this is comfortable. Pressing into the top of the chair, we want to sort of round through the back, so stretching that space between the shoulder blades. And we want our ears to stay in line with our upper arms. So if we're comfortable here, we're then going to come up, and I need to move my chair a little bit so I can do the leg extensions. So from here, stepping back again, and again, if here is fine for you, there is great. So I was coming back. We're going to take our left leg up first. We want to keep our hips level. So imagine you've got a glass of water balancing on the back of your hips. We're going to inhale, taking the leg up. So dropping that left hip. So I'm taking the left hip up, left leg up first, and I'm squeezing through the buttocks here, but I'm keeping nice and level through the back as well. So lifting the leg, but making sure we don't roll open to the left. So nice and steady there. Again, if you're here, if you're squeezing it back and just coming up that little bit, that is perfect. And that's still really great at building strength in that left leg. So coming back to your variation of your down dog, and we're going to come into the right leg. So again, making sure we don't curl up through the right hip, keeping the right hip facing down. I'm going to take the right leg up as far as is comfortable, making sure we're not opening or not rising up through the right. So keeping that right hip rolled down. And imagine that glass of water on the hips is nice and steady. Exhale, coming down, walking it back in. Should be making your legs feel nice and awake. One more time. Coming back to your down dog variation. And inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, come down. Right leg now. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, come down. And then we'll come back to sitting on our chair. So again, scooting back to the back of your chair so it feels nice and comfortable. Straightening yourselves up. We're going to come into our breathing exercise for our class today before finishing off. So we're practicing our 3-part breath as part of our practice, so we're going to continue with that today. So taking the hands to the lower belly, just so that the fingertips touch. We're going to inhale, and our belly is going to balloon out and our fingertips will come apart. On our exhalation, belly will draw in and the fingertips will come back together. Inhale, belly balloons out. Exhale, belly draws in. Inhale, belly balloons out. Exhale, belly draws in. So coming up to our low ribs now for the second part of the 3-part breath. If your hands don't comfortably reach here, you can cross them over. So on our inhale, our belly will balloon out, and then our lower ribs will expand out to the side. On our exhale, the lower ribs will come together and the belly will draw in. Inhale, belly balloons out, lower ribs expand. Exhale, ribs contract and the belly draws in. Inhale, belly balloons out, ribs expand. Exhale, the ribs contract and the belly draws in. Now for the last part of our 3-part breath, we're going to take our hands just so the fingertips are touching our collarbones. We're going to inhale, belly balloons out, ribs expand and the chest rises. Exhale, the chest falls, ribs contract and the belly draws in. Inhale, belly balloons out, ribs expand and the chest rises. Exhale, chest falls, the ribs contract and the belly draws in. Now I'll get you to take your hands to your thighs, closing the eyes. I'll get you to do this breath in your own time 3 times. So breathing with the whole lungs here, so it's really opening up space, creating space and that breath awareness. All that wonderful oxygen running through your bloodstreams. Relaxing the muscles of the face. Fantastic. And we're going to stay here, keep the eyes closed. And we're just going to run through that body scan again. So going from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes for our final relaxation. So closing the eyes. You can lean back in your chair now, so letting your body weight be completely supported by the chair. Letting your legs feel nice and heavy, the arms completely relaxed. We're going to start at the very tips of our toes. So relaxing the toes, relaxing the feet, softening and relaxing through the ankles and the Achilles tendon, relaxing the calf muscles, softening through the knees, the soft skin at the back of the knees, softening and relaxing through the quadriceps at the top of your legs, and your hamstrings up the back, letting your whole legs feel heavy and soft and relaxed. Relaxing through the muscles of the hips, relaxing through your tummy, softening your tummy and let it just be nice and soft and relaxed. Relaxing through the chest, and just noticing for a moment the expansion and contraction of the rib cage with every breath. Just being grateful for that breath today. Relaxing and softening through the muscles of the back and letting them feel soft and supported by the chair. Relaxing through the shoulders, the muscles in the upper arm, the lower arm. Relaxing through the wrists and the hands, all the way out to each tip of every finger. Softening through the neck, relaxing the muscles of the face, letting the jaw be relaxed and soft, your cheeks heavy, relaxing your forehead and the skin around the eyes, letting the tongue rest in the lower palate of the mouth, and just finding a place of peace and quiet. And then bringing your hands together at the heart, bowing the head to the hands, turning up the corners of the mouth in a smile. Thank you and namaste. Thank you for joining me for chair yoga today. I hope you're feeling fabulous and have a wonderful rest of your day. See you next time. Bye.